We are going to talk about AI today and how to use AI in your business, how to use AI in your personal life. What is AI? This big bad word of artificial intelligence. So we have a person who actually helps business owners build AI software in your business and also helps you personally if you want to kind of have AI help you in your personal life. This is what he does for a living. He's helped a lot of people, a lot of business owners, a lot of non-business owners. Um, so yeah, the former CTO of Google 2 months ago said that AI was going to take over 55% of all jobs by the year 2030. So like when he said that, it's like, oh my gosh, AI is going to take over the future. Accenture, the business consulting company, literally laid off, unfortunately, 11,000 people last week because they said that A, the learning curve was not as quick as AI, and B, they're going to be able to use AI for most of their consultant work. Salesforce, if you guys are familiar with Salesforce CRM, 95% of what they do now is done with AI. They had, unfortunately, a massive layoff last year, and they said that they're not going to be hiring. They're on a hiring freeze basically because they think AI can do most of the work besides sales. So like this is happening before our eyes, and it's a way that we can use it in our business, but also we can use AI in our personal life to reduce some of our day-to-day expenses. So we're going to talk about that here shortly. Okay, cool. Well, I think we should get started. My moderators, as more people pop in, you guys can let them in. And I want to, of course, give an introduction to our guest speaker today. So Divine Devon, he is the CEO of AI Consultant Pros and Divine Finances. He graduated from FAU, the School of Pitbull, with a business graduate. He's been in AI for almost 5 years. He's trained 20 plus businesses on automation, web apps, funnels, while merging finance and innovation to create freedom and generational wealth. So, Mr. Devon, how are you doing today?
Hello, everyone, and great rise to everyone. I'm having an incredible day, and I'm actually excited to, be able to teach everyone here, and I truly appreciate you for having me as a speaker today.
Yeah. So we're just gonna get right into it because
For
I know we're
sure.
gonna have a lot of questions and you got a lot of great information. So what is AI? So let's just start there because people think AI is different things. People think AI is automation, what it's not like. So just tell people what exactly is artificial intelligence.
Yes, for sure. So what artificial intelligence is the way of creating a computer system that essentially learns from knowledge that you give it. So artificial intelligence is to me, it's a played out word only because of the way that I decided to upgrade the way I look at it. So Kaba Kamene, he said that AI is not artificial intelligence, it's ancestral intelligence. So we have to look at it in a different perspective of what we're using, because instead of it seeing as it being artificial, it's actually knowledge that's just been passed down from centuries, decades of all of what humankind has been doing. So when you start to change your perspective on that, now you start to look at it as like, okay, this basically is a way for me to contact any type of profession, skill, any type of trait, and just find out more about it and change it into a context that makes sense for me. So the easiest way to look at AI is just like you're able to just contact a system, a computer system that holds all the data of just humankind, and that it's going to keep getting fed more and more and get more accurate. And yeah, it just finds a way to connect humans with computer coding, and we just make it as one.
Okay. So it's like that fear that everybody has that like AI is going to take over the world. It's going to be like RoboCop and Terminator, and it's just going to just be crazy in 10 years. Like, is that going to happen? Do you see AI taking over? Why or why not? And should we be fearful of AI? Because a lot of people are fearful of AI.
So what's funny is like, I love the way you even frame the question, because taking over with AI, people have to look at the AI more as like a tool, right? And a tool doesn't have desires and values like a human does, right? So we got to look at it as like, if we're just going to Home Depot to pick up a hammer, you're just picking up an LLM that can help you out and make any type of problem easy for you to solve, right? So when it comes to even looking at it in that perspective, we gotta look at it more like Star Trek or like, Star Wars, where like we're working with AI, like it's assisting us because we have the desires of value. It has no It has nothing that it wants to do. Like it's literally just waiting for us on the other side to tell it what to do.
Okay. AI can't do things for us then because you're saying we need to give it instructions. Like if you go to ChatGPT, you have to prompt ChatGPT. You just can't just say, "Hey ChatGPT, give me an idea." Like you have to prompt it. So what you're saying is, unless we tell AI what to do, it can't do it for us.
Well, and that is for sure, unless you start to create agents or automation, right? And so to me, there's just like three easy layers of it, right? There's the large language models of AI, where these large language models, initially they were called foundational models. So foundational models is based off of you creating a machine, right? And you feeding that machine different types of information. So it could either be pictures, it could either be videos, it could be text, right? And you're basically telling it, okay, this is the information of how it works, and these are the wrong things, these are the right things. So you're just telling the do's and don'ts and creating those guardrails. And that's one of the most important things about AI, is creating the guardrails so that it doesn't exceed any type of boundaries and it stays in line. Also, it's just important to understand that like AI is essentially just here to help us. I even heard some people say it's even just like reparations. This is something that is just helping us, not work as hard, but get straight to the point of where we got to get to.
Okay. So is AI going to take over our jobs? Yes or no?
So it won't be AI. It'll be somebody that knows how to utilize AI better than you, right? Or if you're just not implementing it, because now using AI is more of a skill set now. And just like you had said earlier about Accenture, like they're one of the top management consulting IT firms. And they let people go because they weren't able to actually learn and train on it fast enough for them. However, they'd rather let those people go because they actually were able to save up to $1 billion just because these people weren't able to learn it, but the ones that did could stay there, right? So I definitely believe the most important roles right now isn't just even being an AI consultant, but it's also being able to, there's two things, right? There's two things you actually would need in your business for two people. So one person has to be the AI, you can say the consultant, but the person that understands the application and how it works, and then being able to sell it. Then there's the AI engineer, or it could be a computer engineer, software engineer, and somebody that knows how to actually create the actual web apps or software, right? So when you have those people, now you're able to actually implement and create any idea and machine for yourself.
Okay. All right. So can you, because we're going to give you some screen sharing capabilities. Maybe you can share your screen and maybe
For sure.
and kind of give us examples for business owners, but then also for people that kind of on their day-to-day life, how to from an AI standpoint, how to use AI to their advantage. You guys put a one in the chat if you guys want to see some demos, because I know we're kind of talking, but we want to show you guys how to actually use it. Put a one in the chat. You guys want us to show you some real world examples of how to use AI to better either your business or actually better your day-to-day life. All right, so I just want to make sure. I want to make sure. Because, we ain't gonna lecture y'all to death. I know he went to FAU, he went to Pitbull University, but we want to actually give you guys real world examples. So yeah, so my moderators give Devin screen sharing access, and then we can definitely get started. Okay, you should be good to go now, Devin.
Awesome. So now what I'm going to utilize is just some ebooks that I have. It's just very easy for people just to follow. And then let me share it here. Let me see if that's working. Okay, I'm on my home screen. What I wanted to do was just this. There we go. Okay, so I just want to make sure. Do y'all see the presentation?
Yeah, you want to maximize it though.
Okay. This is fine how it is right now, if you're able to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, what is an LLM? Like we just talked about, this is just AI systems that work on data, right?
So just to make sure, so because people hear LLM, so what's the acronym of LLM? Like, what does that mean?
So it's a large language model. So like I talked about earlier, they're foundational models, right? So every company that's just working in AI, they have to start with a foundational model, and then it becomes a large language model when you start prompting with it. So when you're actually going back and forth with like ChatGPT, that's a large language model. However, OpenAI is the company that runs ChatGPT, right? And the reason why they say it's large language is because you're utilizing prompts. And once you give it an input, it's going to give you an output based off of how they trained their model on to respond.
Yeah. And just real quick from an investment standpoint, because we get the question a lot, how can you invest into OpenAI, who is a company that owns ChatGPT? Unfortunately, OpenAI is a private company. However, Microsoft
Yeah.
owns 49% of OpenAI.
Yeah.
So
For now.
anybody in here, yeah, if your clients of mine, you have Microsoft in your portfolio, so you actually have ownership of ChatGPT today, but they are going through some negotiations after they bought them 2 years ago to basically sell it. So who knows what happens there? But OpenAI is a private company, but Microsoft owns as of today 49% of OpenAI. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. And that's very true. So yeah, when it comes to investing into different AI models, that's definitely the best one to invest into. Ever since ChatGPT came onto the scene, everything it's just been a game changer overall. And the thing is, AI has been around way before ChatGPT. It's just that ChatGPT 3 was just known for having the most amount of users in this. Like within a week, it was like 100 million users, and so
Wow.
fast because of how easy it was for people to utilize it, and it literally just sold itself, right? Right here I have, these are just like the top four, I would say like large language models that people are using, like Claude 3. Claude 3 is mainly for people that like to do like AI coding, or not even coding, but just coding in general. And then Perplexity, that's something that we can also look into today as well. Perplexity AI, I believe, is one of the best LLMs when it comes to just doing searches. Like basically, because Google fumbled the bag, Perplexity to me is like one of the best at actually doing a web search for you, giving you the things that you just want to know in quick time. And then yeah, this chat.
Can I actually talk about Google real quick, actually?
Sure.
So again, Google's a great company, but in July 2025 was the first time in Google's history where their average searches per month went down. From Google's inception in 1994, people have been Googling, and more people every month has Googled. So let's say 1 million people Googled last month. Now 2 million people Googled this month. That's been going up. But July 2025 was the first time where less people Googled than the month before. And most analysts say it's because of Perplexity and ChatGPT. So, like younger individuals, they rather go to ChatGPT or go to Perplexity to get their information compared to going to Google.
Yeah, and so they're trying to catch up now by utilizing like the AI mode in Google search. However, I still like using Perplexity just because of the way that you can have a conversation with it while it's still teaching you. And then there's also Gemini, and Gemini is a large language model with Google. What we're going to do is now I'm going to just bring it right over to my ChatGPT. So my ChatGPT, so just to get straight to it now, because there's so many other things. The first thing you got to learn about AI is you have to understand how to use a large language model. Once you learn how to use a large language model, then you can go to creating an AI agent. Then from an AI agent, you can go to doing AI automation. And there's already been some different types of automation, but when you're able to bring an AI agent into the fold of actual automation, then like it's like having an assistant that you can talk to that you can schedule to do things. However, for today, we're just going to just focus on the LLM ChatGPT. So the ChatGPT, I know most of you have used this and just asking random questions on your day-to-day. However, when it comes to actually organizing, that is the most important thing about ChatGPT. It's like actually utilizing it as a business partner, right? And so for my example, I'm just going to use a life insurance company, right? And instead of me just going to just make just a new chat, I don't care to even do this anymore. If I'm going to do this type of research or searching on anything, I'm just going to go to Perplexity. If I just have a random thought or idea of like, what is the tallest mountain in the world, or like, what is the best place to eat around me? I'd rather just utilize Perplexity just for quick thoughts on how I want to get my questions answered. However, for ChatGPT, I like to utilize this more as an organizer. So for now, what we're going to do is I'm going to just go over here. And these are just some prompts if you guys want to screenshot it. This is just some templates that you could just use if you haven't found any. So just make it easy. So for example, okay, so we're going to be doing the expert role prompt, right? So let's go back over. Be like, I act as a COO for a life insurance company. All get your life together, right? So we could just do this. This is just a very easy way. Everybody knows how to do this. How nice. It gives us options, right? Cool. So instead of just going in this route, this is just a way of like doing this. And then now it's just going to be lost in the sauce with all of the other ideas and thoughts that we have. So instead of doing that, I like to go to using projects. And not a lot of people actually use projects in ChatGPT, right? So projects in ChatGPT helps you actually put together knowledge base and instructions. So if you actually go to the top right over here, let me move this right down here. So,
I did not know that existed. And I use ChatGPT. My staff could say probably too much. So okay, so you go to the top right here and fit project.
yeah. So what we have over here is edit project. We have edit instructions. Then over here, this is not too important, but this is just an insight for you to know is that it's always best to use thinking for ChatGPT 5 over instant and auto. So we'll just, only because we're doing this presentation, we're just going to do instant just because we just want it to be faster. But they also have the legacy models if you like GPT 4.0. Some people even bonded with GPT 4.0. They have a whole relationship with it. It's up to you if you want to have that intimacy with AI. All right. So now we have edit project. So, oh yeah, if you edit project, yeah, you could just literally put the name of it, memory, and stuff of that nature. However, what we want is the edit instructions. So if you go to edit instructions, here, I actually created a prompt so that this life insurance project will actually follow everything that I would like to do, right? So I like to just have ChatGPT become my prompt engineer because the better the prompting is, the better the results you're going to get, right? So I utilize one of my GPTs, and we'll go into that after this, but I utilize one of my GPTs to actually prompt for me. So I already told it like how I want it to be. So this is just helping me as a life insurance company. And it knows also that we do door to door. And I told it all the information of my company, and then I created the prompt for it. So I even told it how much we're going to make, how we actually operate, stuff of that nature. So now that we're in projects, right? Okay, cool. Now it understands our business. So anything that you have about your business or the goals that you want to hit, you can put into a GPT prompter. And I'm just going to jump over like this. So there's two ways you can do this. I created my own GPT, which is master prompt. We'll go into the hood of this after this. But yeah, so this is just my own GPT prompter. So I'm like, all right. So let's go back, right? We're going to go back to utilizing this. So we'll go back
Can you actually let's do this. Can you go back to the prompt and we could take a screenshot of that? So because we had a couple
which
questions.
one?
The prompt, like the 10 prompts.
Okay, yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just move that. Yep. There you go.
All right, cool. So we're gonna take a screenshot of this. All right, cool. All right, awesome. All right, thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. And the thing is too, like you want to start building up a prompt library just so you can have other ways to look at different scenarios with different situations, right? So if I was just to tell it, okay, this is my prompter. So I'll be like, my company, get your life together. It's a life insurance as we'll say door to door, looking to make $350,000 this year.
Oh, I'm trying to hear that number. Okay.
Build a COO that will help me orchestrate. Another thing that's always good to utilize is whatever context you would like for ChatGPT, how you would like it to talk to you, right? So we could say talk to me as a 10th grader and ask me questions. I say ask me 4 questions so that I can teach you about my business.
All right, cool. So you hit enter. Let's see what it's going to say.
Yeah. So from there, so this is only just to get a prompt for us, right? So, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So they're asking me these 4 questions. So if I want to answer these questions, I can. At this moment, I'm just going to go speed through. I'm just going to go straight to making the roadmap. Make the prompt.
So basically you gave ChatGPT instructions and you said, do it as if I was the CEO. So even though a person might not be a CEO. You're telling ChatGPT, make this roadmap and this decision as if I was a CEO and as if I want to hit a certain amount of money. In this case, 2000. And
Mhm.
now, per those two basic instructions, it gave you a roadmap of what you need to do to get there.
Exactly. And now from
Wow.
there, it has the whole role of how it's going to be. So from the role definition to the task it's going to do. And then now, since I told it to always ask me questions, now you're going to be having a conversation with it instead of just keep telling it. You're going to be like, all right, like it's going to keep questioning you so then it understands what your goals are, how you operate, and what's best for the company. Right. So
Wow.
he could talk about a context framework. I do not suggest. So it's telling us not to do these things. So we don't want vague or generic business tips, stuff of that nature. And then the output format of what to do resource. So that's going to put all that together for the focus areas, right? And then the completion condition, it knows it's done when it fills all of these. So the completion condition is one of the most important things because now you're giving it an endpoint or so that it knows like, oh, it did its job right instead of it just being in limbo. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this. And
And,
now,
wow, and you guys, while he's copying this, put a one in the chat if you think this is something interesting that you guys can use in your business out as he's copying that. So using a prompt like this to define what you want to be, define where you want to get to, like being a CEO, and define the dollar amount. Put a one in the chat if you think this is helpful. Okay, cool. Awesome. I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so you're going to copy this and then you're going
and
to
then
paste
now
it
I'm about
where?
to go back to edit instructions. And I'm just take this way. It doesn't matter. Bring this back because this is only just for example. Either way, I'll just put that in there,
So
right?
you edit instructions. Okay.
And then now I'll be like, so this is the best part about it now, right? We're now going to go and be like, okay, we're just going to create positions for each of these threads. So this will be like act as the CTO. Before we continue, right? I also want to show you guys that there's a knowledge base. So I already put this together just so we can get through it faster. So I downloaded a PDF called Direct Selling for Dummies. So this is basically teaching people how to, it's just a PDF book on how like the best practices of running a business and personal and just how to sell to people, right? So because I have that knowledge and the compliance requirements, right? Now it's going to base that knowledge. And then once we create the position, it's going to already have the tools to continue on about what we're talking about. So because now,
That's dope. That's dope right there. That's cool. That's
so
cool.
yeah. So now, right, we can be like, okay, act as the CMO, which is just the chief marketing officer, and give us a plan based on our goals and yeah, just based off our goals. So you could just see how it works out.
And as that's thinking, we had a couple questions. So
Mhm.
first, when stating make a prompt, what exactly is that telling ChatGPT to do?
Make a prompt. So because of the GPT that I created, right? And I'll just let this run, right? Just so you can understand it. We're just gonna go on the hood of it because that's a really good question. One thing about ChatGPT too,
And,
they love moving stuff.
and, and also, are you the free version or are you using the paid version?
If you are not paying for ChatGPT, stop. Pay for it. That's all I'm gonna say is pay $20. Y'all, it costs $20 for a meal. Y'all might as well have a super AI powered assistant that can help you, that can create plans for you. Just pay for it. That's it. You don't
Yeah,
have
I
to get the
agree.
$200 one. You don't got to do that, but you can get the $20 and keep it from there.
Yeah. Nah,
So
I didn't get all my money. So I have 14 staff members and we have like enterprise. So I'm paying $20 a month for each staff member, but it's well worth it though. So yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead. So,
no.
the question was, when stating making a prompt, what exactly are you telling ChatGPT to do?
So if I would have just put it in just a regular chat, it wouldn't have worked that same way. It can work that same way, but it's not going to be curated in the way that I would like it to be, right? It is going to do in a general way. So that's why I don't use just the general chat, because if I keep, oh, that's cool. They have it updated to where they show you when it's done. That's nice. So I don't want to keep using the generalized chat all the time because now it's just going to be all over the place with all of the threads that I ever thought about and trying to put it together. When you use chat, the GPT like these on the left side, I'll actually just show you before we go into that. I don't know if anybody's gone to this section, but this is where you can explore all these different GPTs. So GPTs is just basically creating an AI agent or training ChatGPT to work in a specific way. So instead of it being a generalizing of things, it'll be more niche down. So like this is for people who have do it for astrology. And this is people that have made these GPTs on ChatGPT. So you can make a GPT, anybody can make a GPT and then just put it out there publicly, or you can have it for as private. So there's some people that have made it for writing, making songs, stuff of that nature. And then the thing is too, I have had this question before. When you actually use these GPTs, the person that made it doesn't see it. It's just going to be it's just like you just copying a template. So you're just grabbing their template and then you're just using it for yourself. So nobody else can see it. However, there was a thing that was put out there where if you share your chat, like if you were to go into this, right? And then if you were to click share up here on the top right, and if you create this link, it will be public. So that means like anybody can see it on Google, right? So you just got to be very cautious to not just share things if you don't want it just to be out there, right? Just so you know that for safety reasons. So let's just go back. I appreciate you all for, following my perceptual flow. So yeah. So from here, you can just pick one. We don't really need to pick any of these because I already made my own. So I'll just show you some of mine that I've made. So let's see. So I've made ones for like AI video prompting. So it'll make a prompt for me, stuff of that nature. But if we were to go to edit GPT, right? This is how it's going to look when you create your own GPT, right? Here, I gave the guidelines on the instructions on how I would want ChatGPT to work, or at least my GPT that's called the master prompt generator. Since it's going to follow these instructions every time it makes a prompt for me. And then this is just a description, so I remember what it is. You can also add a knowledge base if you want to. It's up to you. And then we got the web search, canvas, image generation, code interpreter. And then create new action is advanced. I wouldn't get there yet, but if you know how to utilize it, you can basically have ChatGPT work with other like automation AI apps, but we're not going to deal with that today. Then over here on the right side is just using it as a preview. So every time you make or you put in instructions and stuff like that, it actually lets you utilize it so you can understand how it works. And then what's even better is that you can actually talk to ChatGPT and it'll help you build that GPT for you in that way. So that's how that works. And then you can easily just share it. You can put it on the GPT store. You can just have it as a link. So you can just send it to people and they can just only access it through the link or just for yourself privately.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, because this for business owners, so we had a couple questions. So ChatGPT over Anthropic's Claude, which one, would you recommend and why?
I'd say both, depending on what you're wanting to put together. Because, like I said, these are all just tools. It's just like, do you want a power saw or do you want to use, like a leaf blower or whatever? Like all these are just different tools that are specific on what they do. But I'd say if you're going to use something heavier on like vibe coding, that's what they call that. When you're somebody that doesn't know how to actually code, but you're using LLM models to code like apps and stuff for you, I would say Claude is the best for that for sure. When it comes to the overall model of like just getting things done for you, I'd say ChatGPT. Also, there's ChatGPT is a multimodal. So a multimodal is a LLM that's able to do image and video and text. So because it can do images on here, right? Then that makes it a multimodal. So it's like, there's only a couple out there, but more people are trying to make those. So overall, yeah, I'll just pick ChatGPT overall. Like,
Okay.
that's the best thing to use.
And so I know you show this for business owners. We also have clients that are, high earning W-2 employees, even retirees. So like from a day-to-day, like, not a business owner, but I want to use ChatGPT or AI in my day-to-day life to help me maybe, spend less time doing something or increase my productivity or even decrease my expenses. Can you give us maybe an example of how to use that in our everyday day-to-day life?
Yeah, so I'll just do like for a lifestyle, right? Another thing that you can also do that they added on ChatGPT, you can actually get alerts sent to you through your email. So you can
What?
actually, yeah, it can update. Yeah. They have it. Yeah, if you can connect your like account to it, you'll be able to send yourself alerts. So you'd be like, I'd like to schedule workout every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Gain muscle. So I'm just putting this just in just so it understands. Cool. Like this is just what it's telling me. So this is definitely a way that you can do that, right? And then since this is what we're gonna be working on, I'm like, all right, cool, I like that. So I'll just copy it. And now this is a cool thing too that we can do, right? There's this thing called ChatGPT Optimizer. And I'll also put the link in the chat for y'all to use. So yeah, we have my master prompt generator that's on here, which is great. However, OpenAI actually created a prompt generator specifically for ChatGPT, right? So here it is right here. So I'll be like, I like to have a trainer that follows.
And as you're doing this is actually directly on ChatGPT as well.
So this is on OpenAI, like a
Oh,
whole
okay.
nother like
Wow.
entity on chat. So, and I'll put it in the description for y'all just so y'all can have it real quick, so y'all can even play with it yourselves.
Yeah, and so as Devin explained before, OpenAI is the company that owns ChatGPT. So this is OpenAI's, the creator of ChatGPT, own way. So basically, the company that owns ChatGPT is telling you how to optimize ChatGPT.
Exactly. So
That's
now,
cool.
so now we're gonna do this. So it already knows. So now it's just gonna build that prompt. So I'm gonna basically building a trainer for myself, and it's just gonna. So once it puts it up there, it's just gonna. It doesn't take too long either.
So for a person like me who is not in my army shape like I was 20 years ago, and I say, hey, I want you to build me a workout routine and diet and exercise routine because of me being, height, weight, all that type of stuff. It can do that for me and it can optimize that for me right here and there.
Yeah. So it'll just
Wow.
be a whole instructor for you. Uh,
Wow.
So what it's going to do is give me that, once it gives me the prompt, I'm just going to throw it back into instructions. And then that's just for the lifestyle part. So it knows like, hey, this is what I want to do to work out. And then just because we're having a pretty good time here, I'm going to show one more thing that's pretty advanced with ChatGPT as well. But let's see, that's just still going to be doing that. So what we're going to do is, while that's loading, I'm going to go back to the life insurance. So like we were talking about before with the CMO. So now our CMO, this is a position now in our business. So the CMO is going to tell me exactly, act as the CMO. It already knows our goal, which is $350,000 revenue target. And now it's going based off. Now you see how it says the compliance is following the compliance that I already put in there. And it shows you the source of why I put it in there. And then it's also telling me the strategies from the book that I put in there too. So it's actually giving me a full like instructions, how it's going to work, how long it's going to take, and the expected outcome.
Wow.
And this is now my CMO, and I'm just going to always just talk to my CMO and just update this part with my CMO.
Wow, this is cool. I mean, so this can allow any business owner, like, so if you're thinking about having a chief marketing officer that, hey, help me with my marketing on my social media, what can I do? You can literally do this and, maybe not have to hire a person 40 hours. We can hire them maybe 10 hours. We have like a micro CMO
Yeah.
because a lot of the grunt work that's being done, ChatGPT does for you. Or if I'm a CMO, right, I'm able to do this so I can now have more clients. I could service more people because some of my knowledge base is in something and I just have to execute it for my clients. So I
Exactly.
think this is a way when people say, AI is taking the people away job, but you say, no, AI is going to help you with your job, help you get more clients. Prime example, as a business owner, it allowed me to keep more resources, but still have work being done. Or as a CMO, It may allow me to now have more clients that have more capacity to do more things because some of my knowledge base is automated.
Exactly. And this is what I do for business owners. I literally just take in the information that they give me, and then I just develop these different positions for them. And from there, like if it makes sense to them, then they just keep going with it. And then we just keep developing it. And then, because at the end of the day, when you're running a business, like there's the difference between maximizing and optimizing. Optimizing, you're just going to be doing everything manually so that it actually works right. But then when you're optimizing, that's when you put in the AI to do all of the steps that are just recurring all the time. So instead of you always trying to maximize, once you got into that point, all right, now you got to go to optimizing. So then you can start saving time.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Questions.
Yes.
Okay, so cool. So you showed us the everyday life. Questions, because I know people might have questions. So what questions do you guys have? And maybe he can kind of do like a quick demo for some of your questions, so you can kind of see in real time. Now, I can attest for his services. I retain him, so I'm not just putting a person out here just because I saw them on Instagram. I met him at InvestFest. We had a few meetings, and he's actually helped me in my business. So I definitely like to practice what I preach as well. But any questions? Again, he has more of a demo, but definitely if you guys want some kind of real life questions, here we have one from Danielle. Are there a chat GPT for those in finance industry? So like more like financial literacy. So are you thinking about like doing like an ebook, or like what do you think, Danielle? So like, is there any GPTs for like financial literacy? Individuals who do financial literacy?
So when it comes to financial literacy, I mean, you could easily just go on here and just go to the GPTs, or just build your own based off of the knowledge that you want to learn from. So I'll be like, financial. And the thing is too, is like, this is just supposed to help you just understand like how to make your own. Cause I'm a person that's all about building my own, right? So let's say financial literacy.
So she was saying more like bookkeeping. So is there any type of assistant that can maybe help her with bookkeeping?
With bookkeeping, the ones that I've been utilizing when it comes to bookkeeping, I've used Keeper, and I know also, I think people, QuickBooks they've been adding some stuff, but I use this thing called Keeper for like keeping up with my own
Books, yeah. And I would
bookkeeping.
say another, so QuickBooks is like the one that's known. QuickBooks is very expensive. I use QuickBooks personally for our investment firm just because we're SEC registered. So we have to have two types of bookkeeping because we're registered with the Securities Exchange Commission. But I would say the one that we use because we want to, not because we have to, is Wave Apps. And that's WAVEAPPS. Wave Apps. The good thing about that, it does your P&L, it does your income statement, does your balance sheet. They don't charge you like QuickBooks does. And also you can run payroll there, and they only charge you $20 per employee per month, compared to QuickBooks or ADP that does not do your bookkeeping, but they charge way more than $20. So if you want a tech, AI powered, inexpensive way to do your bookkeeping, I would say Wave Apps personally, but that's just me. Yeah. So what about this? So what about, because we have New Year's resolution that's going to be basically 2.5 months away.
Hey.
Everybody wants to quote unquote
Yeah.
lose.
So
So I think somebody, you can put yourself back on mute. But yeah, so like how could a person use ChatGPT to basically create some type of meal plan for themselves to basically lose weight going into the year 2026 as we have our New Year's resolutions?
Tell it the goal. Now that, for example, this is what we had gotten. So I was just playing around a little bit, but this is what I had gotten from building yourself up, right? If you wanted to gain muscle, but if you wanted to be like, utilize this for, what about this? Let's stick to building the muscle, right? We'll keep that. I just want to keep everything out of line, but we can be like, I'd also like to lose weight. You can even tell it within a certain amount of time. I'd also like to lose weight to get slim. What is it called? Fit. And then you would tell ChatGPT currently 6'1", goal is 200. build to reach within 60 days. Be realistic. So based
Wow.
off.
So it's cool because it looks like the more specific you are, the more specific it's going to get. So you said your height, your weight, what you want to get your weight down to, how many days you want to do it, and then actually like be specific. Don't just give me fluff, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Because it would sometimes ChatGPT can be too kind and unrealistic. They like to call that like AI hallucination. So you want to avoid
Mm.
AI hallucinations because it's easy for it to happen. So the more specific you are, the less hallucination that you're going to get for your solution. So it did that. So let's see what it's like. A realistic, healthy fat. So, okay. Let's say if you go hard with, okay. So it even tells us how much we should eat. Sweet, 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 sweet.
Wow.
And then based off of what we said, how we like to work out, and even gives us a nutritional plan. And I could be like, I'm vegan. You could just be, you could be vague like that. I'm vegan. Or you could say, what's even better, instead of saying I'm vegan, is I am plant-based, because that's really what it is. And then if you want to be like, I only eat fruits, vegetables, and I love smoothies. Another thing that you also want to be cautious of is two things. One, ChatGPT loves and. So if you want to keep going on with something, it's not going to be proper English. However, you could keep saying and if you want to keep that same thought. Because once you decide to put in that period, that is an instruction. So this is not connected to that. It's like saying, instead of, so this would be like 2 + 2, right? And then when I put in the prompt, it'll give me the output, it's going to say 4. But then like, if I just put this all together, this is like 4 + 0. You know what I mean? If I didn't have that period, now it's just going to look at all this together. But we don't want that. We want to make sure it understands each instruction. And so you always want to split them up by periods. And yeah, it'll just do based off of that.
And so no. So this is awesome. I had somebody DM me. Can they help with your emails? I know a lot of people write emails. A lot of people. How can you use ChatGPT with your emails, or can you? Because I've heard that you can link it to your emails. I heard you really can't have it right for you. Like, can you actually have ChatGPT help you with your emails?
Oh yeah, all the time. Actually, ChatGPT did OpenAI did a survey and showed that the most use case for ChatGPT is writing. So I would say for my company, Get Fit, generate 8 different emails that can advise this diet. Have a personality. Let's have some fun, like Dave Chappelle, and then it'll just create that email.
I'm rich. No, I'm not gonna say that. Okay,
So,
why?
so this is what I did. I wanted to make sure I told it how many I want to do, because it's just going to take so long. If I just told it to make an email, it's just going to only make one email. So you always want to add a number to any type of prompting that you're doing, so then you know like the difference. So you can see like all of them in just one prompt. So smoothies ain't milkshakes. Stop making 800 calories healthy smoothie. That's not a smoothie, that's dessert. And then also you can be like, all right, I wanted to have, and then what I like to do is like, okay, if I want to keep going with this thought, but I don't want it to change too much, I say revise. And then I tell it, have it provide to 500 characters. And for myself, I just be using MailChimp, and then I'll just copy and paste just from ChatGPT onto MailChimp. However, I know that they do have it to where you can connect to like Google Drive and stuff of that nature. Yeah. I've also had it. So there's also a thing called agent mode. We probably won't be getting into it too much today, but agent mode is you now having ChatGPT be the brain, and then you're giving it a tool to work on. I believe I could probably show y'all an example, just because, why not? Because I already have one set up.
And while you're searching, these are just Q&A. So what's the best GPT to create business logos? And then what's the best AI to create images?
You can use mine.
Okay, there you have it.
That is your prompt master. I created this one, so like if you wanted to build a logo, so to build a logo for life insurance company, we're just gonna stick with that one, company, and then the detail, and then because of the way I made this, it should ask me questions. Yeah, so it's gonna ask me questions on how to build it up.
That's cool.
And then I'll just questions. I'll be like, so I'll just put like 1, protection, 2. Let's do minimalist, 3, 2, metallic, shine, 5. I don't really care too much about 4, so we just go to 5. Say why not? We'll just do that blue and white, and then it'll just start generating it. So, and that's the power of like utilizing GPT. So then that, like, instead of you trying to figure out, like keep doing the same mundane task, I just already have a template. I just like to create templates. Like if I ever think of an idea of something I want to create all the time, I just make a template for it. So yeah, I have one for making music. I have one for videos. I have one for images. I have one for building web apps. Like I literally just keep creating, or I'll just go on GPT and just find something for it. But I always create my own stuff because you want things tailored to you. That's the thing about this new age that we're in. People have to understand that like we're in a new cycle of what work really is now. People aren't just working for these big corporations no more. Like just being able to like work for like a Ford or like all these huge corporations, that's not going to be the current wave. What the new wave is now building your own team or being a part of a small team and just knowing how to utilize AI, because we have to become more independent. That's why nowadays you see these YouTubers become whole business owners. Right? You have people like a Kai Cenat or Mr. Beast or any of these guys that are just out there being YouTubers. They obviously have a team behind them that's utilizing these AI apps and that's making them push more and more of their content. Like people aren't just coming up with ideas that like they used to nowadays. It's like you think of something and then you let AI help expand upon it. So you have to look at yourself as like, hey, like no matter what I'm doing, like having a job is great. However, you do have to figure out other ways to create things on your own and just do it based off of things that you liked as a kid, right? Like you can start as something as simple as that. And there's somebody out there that wants to buy it.
We had a couple questions for videos. So if they want to do their own video themselves, I recommend in video. It's expensive. Or if you guys use our platform, we create videos for you. So for free, actually, so you can use us. But like what for free. But what video software for AI? Is that in video for you as well, or do you recommend others?
So I currently use two of them, but my main one is VO3 and Higgsfield AI. I got a couple. Let's see if I can be able to show you some stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to play like the audio.
Sorry.
Let me see, but it's in this one right here. So these are like some videos I made for my partner. She runs a yoni spa, and let's see if this works. And this also, just to let y'all know, I also was a video editor. So like that's my bread and butter. Is like I was already doing video edits, have a whole video production company. So like when it came to using AI video, it was very simple once I knew how to start prompting it, right? So let's see if this will play.
Well, it looks real though.
Oh yeah.
Now, so using VO3 is usually 8 seconds. So you was able to slice this together where it's 46 seconds, not 8 seconds.
Yeah. So I what I did was I used DaVinci, but you can use CapCut. CapCut can work. You can even use like Adobe Video. But I just did that and I just kept piecing it up because you're able to actually do frame to frame. So you could do a start frame and an end frame, right? And
that's cool.
So
that's cool. Yeah.
So
wait, stop. No. Hold on. We can't glass. Y'all put a one in the chat that looks pretty cool. That was cool right there, especially at the end as it did like the actual bottle.
Yeah, so I actually got her a real bottle in there with, so cool. So this is actually, I use 3 apps to do this, right? I use Adobe, I use ChatGPT, Adobe Express, and Pinterest. And I use Pinterest to actually, I took a picture from Pinterest and I put it into ChatGPT. And then I essentially put her bottle and I put the bottle in there with the Pinterest photo and I combined them and it made this for me. And then I threw this into VO3, right? And then made it animate and I used Adobe Express to put the butterfly on there.
So okay. This is not all done with AI. This is also some manual work as well. So then I had a DM. So for you to do something like this, range, just give us a range. How much time does that take, and usually what's the cost around that? Because somebody said, what's the cost?
So, something like this. All right, top of my head. And are we talking about more about like subscription wise, like when it comes to cost? Because if we're talking about subscriptions, it would be $20 VO3. $20 ChatGPT, Adobe Express, I believe, is like 15. Okay, 55. And then, yeah, that would really, oh, yeah, those are just the main things. Yeah, so about like, if you wanted to create a full, just whole production thing for yourself, like basically $60 a month. However, you
Wow.
got to look at it, right? Like I had a lady in a penthouse with jewelry, like looking fly, right? And like, that was just to get the consumer's attention. Like that would cost so much more to go and rent a penthouse, get a lady to do that, get a model, stuff of that nature. It'll cost almost $1,000 just to do that one little shot. So I've minimized that just by paying, $60 a month. And then I say that how long it took me to do this video? Less than 2 hours, no, not even 2 hours, less than an hour, I would say. Yeah, because I had the idea and I just built. If you already had the idea, this can take 30 minutes. You're just waiting for things to generate and go from there.
So again, those three apps again. So we said ChatGPT.
Oh, I got y'all. Just to make it even easier for y'all, I already have the list for you. You could just screenshot
Look
that
at
as well. And it's all the apps that I use. So 1 second. So here it is. So this is all of the apps that I use.
It's kind of we'll screenshot that. I screenshotted that. Now you guys got to blow this up. Yeah, I gotta put on y'all bifocals maybe for this one, but I will put it in the chat. It's in there. All right, cool. Awesome. Because I know, we stopped this in between 1:15 and 1:30. We definitely want to maximize his time, my time, y'all times. Other questions. Okay, so we have another question. What prompt is out there to help my social media? So is there any prompts out there specifically or any GPTs that specifically will help you increase your social media?
So when it comes to GPT, so to increase social media, so this is what we're going to ask is though, that now you have to have a deeper question because the more vague you are, it's going to be a little tougher, right? So what do you mean by social media? Are you talking about ideas? Are you talking about distribution? Are you talking about like creating the content? That's what I need to understand because I can say an app, but I got to be more specific on what we're looking for.
Well, so is there a way to create an AI version of yourself for ad videos on social media?
Oh, AI video. Yeah. So some people use HeyGen. HeyGen is an app that you can use. You can also utilize Higgsfield. Higgsfield does that as well. Higgsfield AI. You can utilize that. You do UGC content. They have it all here. Like you can make real people. So Higgsfield AI definitely could do that for you.
We currently use HeyGen ourselves. All the avatar videos that you guys do, that's done. We have it where through AI and automation, you have and again maybe another conversation, but usually we call make.com or N8M, where basically when you guys fill out the form, we have 3 or 4 systems talking to each other as if a human was doing it. So we're able to actually have AI do it all for us. So instead of, for instance, Devin spending 20 minutes or 30 minutes doing it, different things do it for us so that it's really hands off. That's why you want to give him a call to retain him so he can do those stuff for you so you can actually have something done and you're not manually spending. So if you want to do an ad or a commercial, you're not spending 20 or 30 minutes to do it. Different systems are doing it for you, which saves you just time because it's your time and you cannot get back time. So cool. So Anna had a question. Any apps that allow me to automatically write an insurance application and have it feed the client's information into my CRM? So I know on our end, everybody has access to an intake form. So so you guys can use the intake form and all you have access to it. The cool thing about the intake form, once they fill it out, it actually sends you all the information via email and PDF. So that's our intake form, but can you kind of speak to that? Is it a way, because you have to do it through API, I guess, right?
So I've actually created my own intake form.
Okay.
And I utilize that by using ChatGPT and Bolt New. Bolt New is it's an AI agent. It's a form of an AI agent because it uses an LLM, but the tool it uses is coding, right? So I can show you, for example, like right here, I use this for my tax company. So Let's see. So, okay. So for my clients, like this next season, let me refresh just because I canceled that. So my clients this season, they'll be like signing in with their Google accounts just to send me their information. So what I can do is if I go just to mine, just log me in. And even if they're not signed up, it'll just create their account. So you can create your own intake form. However, you got to understand about the back end of things. So depending on because most softwares create backends for you. So if you're going to do this for yourself, you got to create the backend. You can use something like AWS or Google Cloud. So, but that's like a little bit more advanced if you want to develop things. However, there's things that people have already created. I'm just somebody that, because I learned more about AI, I've just started creating everything for myself, everything. Just because the more that you know how to utilize AI, you start to realize, oh, I can just make things just towards how I operate, right? And that's how I work that.
So basically, it feeds that information to your CRM. So I guess it can be done.
Yeah.
But I guess Anna would need her own software to do that, though.
So to feed the information to her CRM, because does she already have the CRM or no?
Yeah, Anna, what CRM do you use? Go High Level, Salesforce?
So I think it's through Go High Level, but it's through some other companies, the same format. And sorry, I know I'm not Anna. Anna's an AI that we use for our company. I don't even know how that one popped up, but it's Go High Level, I believe, is the back stuff that they.
Yeah. So we I mean Devin can set up for you, but yeah, like if it's through Go High Level through our Go High Level, we can set that up for you. So if you use everything through Go High Level already, we can definitely have you create a form, and basically all the forms will kind of point to the information in Go High Level, and then it would just map that way. And we can do that. And Devin, of course, if you want to chime in or you want Devin to help. But yeah, it can be done though. So it can be done.
Sure. And then I just wanted to show you how like I even created my own little app just in ChatGPT based off of what we were saying, how like we wanted to do like working out. Like you can literally create demo apps in ChatGPT or like, so then you can just use it for yourself.
Wow. Wow. That is cool. We have another question. Can you use AI to create funnels? So like if a person wants to create a funnel, right?
Mm.
Can AI create that funnel for you? I know you can go to ChatGPT, you can show them ChatGPT and actually have it do it, but you copy and paste, but can AI actually create a funnel for you where you don't actually do the manual work to create it?
A funnel for you. I'm trying to think of who already has that.
So that'd
It
be like
can.
go high level.
I know, yeah, like there is one called actual funnel. I know Lindy AI that has a way of creating a funnel because it's like at the end of the day, funnels are just different triggers and just going to different pages. But I know Go High Level does that as well. But to automation wise, I wouldn't know off the top of my head for you just giving it LLM and then doing it. But I know the closest is like Lindy AI. Like even for myself, I created just like a landing page and I use a funnel through like NAM, like what Sir Payne talks about. So like those are ways like I created this as a funnel. Like when I was at InvestFest, I created like where people can get an AI guidebook. They could put in their name, all the information, then it send it to an Excel sheet. The Excel sheet then was connected to Google, like my Gmail, and then it sent it out, right? But funnel, I mean, and I'll say this too, when it comes to AI, right? You don't want to ask vague questions. You have to be very specific because at the end of the day, like I can give you so many answers, but if you're not telling me the specific, then I'm probably not going to be able to answer it completely right for you. So that's something that we have to train ourselves more on. Is like, okay, what is the actual workflow? Let me know the workflow of like what you actually want to get done. Then I could tell you, okay, this app that we can use, or because it's not going to be a mind reader. It's only a tool.
Yeah, very true. And to take a step further, I know we have some people in here that use us because we have a agreement with Go High Level as an agency. So anybody that uses us through Go High Level in our school community, that's actually one of the courses where we actually take you step by step, actually how to create your own funnel. So you just kind of we either give you our funnels So you have our funnels already, or you can just copy and paste how to build your own. So like it might be 10 minutes of manual work, but once it's done the first time, you don't got to do it no more, or you just copy our funnels because we just give them to you. So if anybody it's not on our agency, you want more information, put in the chat, we can send it to you. But yeah, we actually give you the funnels for you. So yeah. Man, so give us some other examples, man. You're giving us so much information. We got a few more minutes left.
Sure. So there's so many different things. I mean, if we're just playing around, one of the things that I do as a hobby is I actually create music and I do like different type of like animation. So for example, like I created a song through Suno. Suno was pretty cool. So Suno, you can make full-on songs, and I have a prompt generator for that. So if you wanted to check this out, this is something I just made just to be creative. It's like a mantra that I made. I also like to recently now I'm actually creating, like I made a video just like playing around, just like, oh, okay, cool. I could just make lyrics out of anything using ChatGPT, go to Suno, and then Suno can make the music for me. So if you're somebody that wants to make your own music, you can, right? So if I go to my Suno, let's see if I'm already logged in. You can make a bunch of songs with Suno. Like I don't even really listen to other people's music no more because I make my own music.
That's cool. That's cool. So if a person's a business owner, they can like they can use this as a commercial. Like they can kind of
Exactly.
create their own commercial and then put it on social media.
Yes, exactly. So that's something I do with like any of the content I create now. I just literally everything. The whole thing is about. Let's see. Did this sign it? I don't know if to see the sign into the right one. Either way, let's see. It's fine. Okay, here it is. You could create your own music, and like myself, I've created my own playlist, and like I'm literally building it up to like have independence and ownership. So instead of you trying to find music like on Instagram and stuff of that nature, or even if you're somebody that's like a YouTuber, like you can now just generate your own music background, and all you have to do is just know what type of songs that you want to make. I don't know if the audio or anything, has it been working? I don't know if it is working.
No, your audio works. It's just that when you play something, the audio through your computer doesn't play. It was just
Oh,
working.
that's totally fine. But yeah, what I do is like once I want to make a song, I literally just go to my generator I make
In ChatGPT. It
and
all goes back to
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. So
Always.
when Devin said earlier that you are making a mistake by not paying $20 a month, you guys are making a mistake. $20 a month, it's so much more things you can do. They say ChatGPT 5 is one of the greatest inventions ever in mankind. And I started with ChatGPT. Like, so when it came out 5 years ago, I was one of those people. My wife was like, Mario, what are you doing giving all your information to this computer system? So I was an early adopter. So I've kind of seen the gradual nature, but I can definitely say from ChatGPT 4.5 to 5, it's like night and day. And also, Devin, I also think that, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I think we're just getting started. If you think about a
Oh yeah.
baseball game, I think we're in the second inning. So just think 3, 5 years from now, how much advance is going to be. So this is another reason why you should be fully engaged, spend a half an hour a day on ChatGPT to help yourself personally and help yourself professionally. Because if you miss the train now, think about where it's going to be 3 or 5 years from now.
Yep. And that's very true. Like literally, like ChatGPT has helped me run my tax firm. It's helped me learn better. I've made definitely thousands, tens of thousands of dollars from just and saved a lot of money, right? Utilizing ChatGPT because people's jobs are now turning into just a skill that ChatGPT has. And we shouldn't be trying to look at us like trying to be in the workforce so much. The whole point of utilizing AI is for you not to be an orchestrator. That's what you're doing. You're being an AI power user, and then you're gathering all these different apps that you use, and you're just orchestrating the things to work. Once you get more advanced, you can start creating agents. Then from agents, you can go from automation, and it's all in your hands, man.
So talk about agents. We don't have time today, but you guys put a one in the chat if you guys want me to bring him on later down the road to talk about doing AI agents. I know that's big. ServiceNow has AI agents where they charge people, I think like $3,000 a month to do it, but it's supposed to save so much money. But put a one in the chat, and maybe later in the year we can have them back on and talk about AI agents. And that's just going to save you guys time and money. Okay, all right. Okay, cool. All right, so a few more questions. So from Camilla, So what are the benefits of using Hostinger versus other website services?
Hostinger.
Yes.
So like the benefits of Hostinger other than other websites, right?
Versus
Uh,
other website services.
okay. So my fault. Say that question one more time.
Yeah. So what are the benefits of using Hostinger versus
Oh,
site
okay.
services?
I see now. I see now. Hostinger, I use Hostinger actually. Hostinger is, they got me, man. They got me. They know how to do their little deals. Hostinger is, if you want to just make a quick website with just a landing page, like you're just trying to get something quick, Hostinger does it right.
Mm.
They have a really good team with the services. They help you get your SSL certificate as soon as you make your website. It's a little cheaper as well, at least if you start in the beginning. I like Hostinger though. I just like Hostinger. But my mentor put me onto Wix. Wix is better if you want to have a more advanced website, for sure. If you want to have better SEO, I'll definitely say Wix is really good with that. But I'd say like Hostinger is like if you just wanted to make a quick website, boom, you can make it within less than 30 minutes. But what I'd say that Wix is like the best when it comes to having a full-blown website.
Yeah. Another one is Lovable as well. I don't know if you're familiar with Lovable, but that's
Oh
like
yeah.
a yeah, that's a new one. Yeah. So we saw a lot of ones in the chat when it comes to AI agents. For people that don't want to wait 2 months from now or 3 months from now when you hop on again, that wants to retain you, can you help people create AI agents?
Oh yeah, for sure. And
Okay.
that's very it's very simple for me to like just put it together. It's very easy to explain. Like it'll be something that you will understand. And then once we understand the principles of it, then we got to go through giving the AI agent the knowledge base. And then when we're able to get the tools to actually work, that's what makes AI agents so great is that you give them tools to do things for you. And then there goes the automation after that.
Wow, that's awesome. And my moderators continue to spam the chat with Devin's information. Any other questions or Devin, final words? So I know we want to be respectful of your time, of course, as my mods are spamming the chat. But any final words for people that are fearful about AI, and give us some final words about what you think AI is in the future, why we should all be using you and AI just in general to help grow personally and professionally.
For sure. Just recently, I just watched this show called The Bear, and they're talking about like fear, and not being able to actually produce the results that you would want, the outcomes to come into fruition. And when you're always like looking at something that isn't coming to the way that you like it to be, the fear is only pressure. Fear is not actually, it's just false. It's just false expectations that you are just creating in your mind, right? And so you got to realize it's not about you being scared of something. It's about the pressure that is there. And if that pressure is there, that pressure is only going to make you better, right? So if you're seeing that, oh, like you're scared of AI, that's just you. That's like your survival brain telling you, hey, like you got to do something about this. We have to either adapt with it, or if we're trying to go against it, then you're going to lose either way. So you might as well learn how to utilize it for yourself, right? Definitely put your family into it. Definitely help if you want to get my GPTs, I got you. Definitely what I'll do is I'm going to just put my link. I'll put the links for each GPT in there just so y'all can have it. Or if you go on ChatGPT, just to make it even easier, because I just seen that chat. You can just type in AI Consultant Pros, and then it'll just have a list of all of the different ones that I've made.
Or you guys just email them. I mean, I
And
can
also,
attest it. Just email them and let him personalize your business so you can make more money that way. So AI, I'm put it consultant. My moderators put it in the chat. AI consultant pros.
yeah, so you could do that as well. But yeah, go just play with it. Like you just play with it every day. You just gotta, if you have ideas, make them come to life. Like if you wanted to make things when you're younger, like me, I'm building my own anime just because I can now. Like why wait when I can just create it myself and for a lesser cost. If I want to be not like I could be a DJ now. I could just make my own music and just DJ my own music. Like there's so many things that you could just do in the creative part of that. Definitely tap into your creative side. Like, I know we always do business all the time, but also like tap into the creative side. It'll help you learn more about the things that you can do, and then you can just implement in your life. Yeah, so AI Consult the Pros, man, we're about making sure that you eat wealthy and you speak, and you speak healthy. So that's it for me now.
Cool. And again, I just want to test for his services. As you guys know, I'm blessed to help a lot of people and have talked to a lot of people, but he's definitely done some things in my business that has helped me, that has saved me money. So it is a very small investment, well spent. He ain't gonna charge y'all tens of thousands of dollars, but it is a very, very small investment, well spent, because using his services, even what he showed you guys right now, can save you guys tens of thousands of dollars. Showing you how to have a CMO without having to hire a CMO. That alone is just money well saved. So I would strongly recommend, follow him on social media, and then definitely for sure email him and see how he can help you with your business.
Yep.
So cool. So for us, so we have something special next Wednesday. So for my business owners, if you guys are looking to get on a podcast or learn a podcast game, the largest booker in America that books podcasts for like Ryan Pineda, Myron Golden, for Omar, for David Shanson, Social Proof. He's books podcast. He's going to walk you guys through how to find local podcasts in your area and be on podcasts without having to pay. So anybody that's wanting to be on a podcast or wants to start their own podcast, just kind of have questions about how to monetize on YouTube, he is the person that does it. He travels the country speaking. It just happened to be a client of mine. So it's good to have people. But yeah, so he's gonna hop on next week. His name is Brendan Boyd. So next Wednesday at 12. Strongly recommend that you hop on and just find a way for you to use YouTube to your advantage and even be on local podcasts and not have to pay, because it's payola when it comes to podcasts. But it's ways around that he'll tell you guys. So definitely interested. Again, Devin, one more time, because I'm gonna lead everybody out in prayer. Let everybody know how we can find you.
Yes, so you can simply just go to my website, aiconsultantpros.com. And then you can also get me on socials. They put in the chat for Devon So Divine. If you'd like to book a consultation, I do one-on-one consultations. So I do it for 1 hour 30, but if we go over the time, that's totally fine as well. And like I can help you whatever questions, because I know we did this in such a small amount of time. But yeah, just get me with a one-on-one session, and then what we'll do is just go through your business, seeing the things that you can put together, and then from there we can just follow up. I truly appreciate you, Mario, for giving me this opportunity to help everybody out and just to spread the word and take away that fear that is there. So, but yeah, make sure y'all keep learning, and I appreciate you for the opportunity.
Cool. Be blessed, you guys. Well, let me lead us out of prayer, because as we know, was not for the Lord, we would not be here today. So I always like to kind of lead us out in prayer. So I'll bow our heads. Dear Lord, thank you for your love. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for being our lives. Thank you for allowing us to Devin be on here today. Thank you for blessing him in all his years of helping people and how he's helped people save money. May you continue to bless him in his mission. May you bless everybody on the phone call. May you bless their friends and their family. May you bless the decision makers in our country. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank you for all your love and your blessings you continue to bestow upon us. Amen. All right, you guys, be blessed. See you guys next week.